Hi, I'm Jana, and this is a real mom car. Actually, this is a real mom truck tour. And behind me are two trucks that Chevrolet claims have earned their chops to be called Silverado. The only thing that's different is that both of these babies are all electric. And before you skip ahead or X out or turn me off because you hate electric vehicles and you would never ever in a million years have a pickup truck that is electric, I hear you. I'm from North Carolina. I get it. But I think in this quick tour, I can give a convincing argument as to why you shouldn't write off the new Silverado EV, because it is a great daily driver. It has a good range. You can have a tremendous payload and you can tow a big boat. And I did it. So buckle up because we're going to check out the all new Chevy Silverado EV. If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give real mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it. This is the work truck version, which has 18-inch wheels and a much different front end than the RST. So you can see your 18s here and how they look on the side body, and they still look cool. I mean, this is a work truck, and you'll notice that the grille is going to be different, especially in this area, and you do not have an LED light bar on the work truck like you have on your RST. So this is your daytime running light, which I think looks really good, and this light bar goes all the way around, and then you can see your grille here, just how it's more substantial, more bold, more rugged than what you're going to see on the work truck option. There's a price difference here, obviously, and I can post all of that at the end if I have it, but also I think prices have been released at the Chevrolet website. The other big difference you're going to notice for the RST on the exterior are these 24-inch wheels. And Chevy put those on there because they have made this truck for aerodynamics to give you more range, a better range and better performance. So as an example, this front end would normally, the nose would be more out. But to give more cabin and interior space, more passenger volume, they brought this in, created a front trunk, and then they put these larger wheels on here. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on this work truck just because I haven't spent as much time with it. I've been with this RST for a long time, and I have trailered, and I've towed, and I've super cruised, I've off-roaded, and I've done a really great drive mode called WOW. Here's what your work truck looks like inside, just as comparison. So we're going to spend the rest of our time in the RST, but you still have your digital color touchscreen here, but it is kind of not integrated or flowing like you're going to see on the next one. And you have your color digital driver display, and I think there's a head-up display, but don't quote me on that because it's kind of hard to tell in this light and where we are. So you have your controls here for trailering and towing, and then you set your Super Cruise if you have it, and I don't think this has Super Cruise, but it has Adaptive Cruise. It does have voice control, which I will show you more on. And then this area, which is where your phone would sit. I do not think it's a wireless charging pad. Can't tell, to be honest with you. You have your 12-volt plug and your two USB-Cs, your cup holders, pretty standard under your armrest, but it's going to feel and look a lot different when I take you into the RST. So if you're not interested in the work truck at all, you can skip ahead just a couple minutes, like 2 minutes. I don't think I'm going to get too far in the weeds on this, but you do have a lot of good things on your screen. You can control your cameras, and we have some great camera views here, your front, your rear, your side, and all of that is pretty standard. You have your trailering function where you put in what kind of trailer you have on your trailering app, and then it will adjust your range. And I'll get into that later because I'm going to show you a real world use of that. And this is checking out stuff going on with your battery. So this is at 100%. It'll tell you if you need help. You can figure out where you're going on your nav, and it'll plot out if you need charging, where to get it. Lots of great spacing, your cup holders here. And I love, love, love how much legroom second row passengers have, even if the first row is all the way back. So I will stop this POV here because I think the magic obviously happens for me in the RST. I'll show you the bed of this work truck so you can see. You can use your truck as a generator, sending power out, or you can power your tools on the work site. You also have lights in the bed of your truck so you can see what you're doing. And other than that, pretty straightforward. One of the really cool things about this truck is that there's no on and off button. So as long as my key is on me and I get in and I tap the brake, the truck turns on. And then when I get out, if I have my key on me, I get out of the driver's seat, close the door, it turns off. I think that's kind of fun. I see a bug over my lens of my camera. All right, so I'm trying to work with it. First of all, you can raise and lower the suspension on this 2 inches up or 2 inches down, so 4 total if you get what I mean. We have a fixed glass roof, which is really beautiful, but not only that, it gives you extra headroom. And you can feel how spacious this cabin is when you sit here. I will say that as soon as everybody was so surprised, it's all guys and me, they were so surprised that I was excited about driving this one. I don't know why, but I got in here and it fit like Cinderella's slipper. The bolstering, the seat, the way I'm just snugged in, the steering wheel, everything about it, driving it, it felt like home. And not just for me, I'm with a guy who's a bigger guy, a tall, broad-shouldered guy, and it fit him. He said he was incredibly comfortable, so I'm kind of screaming right now. But it's really, really amazing. I'm gonna put in some footage of us trailering and towing. Look at this. You see the boat in the back. Mm-hmm. It's hot too. Okay. Is now a good time for me to tell you that I've never towed a boat?
That's okay. Have you towed anything?
Nope. I've never towed anything.
All right. Well, this vehicle makes it really easy. So that's the good news.
Right.
The only thing I'd recommend is just make sure you're going to go wide when you do all your turns.
Okay, of course, there's a turn coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Swing out.
Yep. And just be conscientious that the back of the trailer and behind you is wider than the vehicle is.
All right. I'm taking a left. Here I go. Our electric truck towing our electric boat.
How cool is that?
Pretty freaking cool. Look at me go.
You're a natural. Look at this.
Yeah, baby. All right. Should it feel different? I mean,
like literally this vehicle has the two most important things that you need to tow comfortably, and that is a ton of low end torque and an air suspension that'll level the truck out with the weight on the back. So yeah, it should drive very, very nicely with the trailer.
When we did the wow mode, he had me lower it to entry exit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you would put it to trailer? It would have to be up a little bit, wouldn't it?
No, so I use the air ride system to make hooking up the trailer easy. Okay. So I come in at it down low, and then I lift the ball up into the trailer.
So it'll go 2 up and then 2 down.
2 down, yes. And the Hummer is more like 4 down and 10 up. Oh. It's a much wider range.
It's a beast. Okay, I'm going to try to set the Super Cruise.
All right, so turn on the cruise control.
Okay.
Yep, you're good. If you push the Super Cruise button, wait till it turns green.
Cruise braking on, adaptive cruise control.
You are good.
All right.
You want to be paying attention. This is not a set it and then
check your email
kind of system.
I like Super Cruise because it's very clear if it's engaged or not.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, if it's ready for you to engage, but not ready to do it. And then green means you're fully engaged. It's steering for me. I do feel a little, I'm not going to call it sway.
No, that would probably be a good...
Is it a sway?
Yeah,
sway?
yeah, you're swaying, a little sway back and forth.
Is that my lane centering, just trying to find...
Yeah, it's the trailer is, counteracting with the truck's wanting to stay in the center of the lane.
Yeah. Just don't try but coming this way. I feel like
2-lane Super Cruise usage is sometimes like the sketchiest.
I'm over here looking like a mime. I'm like, This is way less stress than I would expect. Technology, as far as it's come, like we have the camera looking at our tow hitch, and we have a trailering app on here, don't we?
Yes.
And then a tow haul mode.
Yep. You can set up the trailer so the vehicle will know how long it is. It'll give you warnings if you're going to jackknife it, and how wide it is. Basically, each trailer you use, you can kind of set it up with its own dimensions and its own profile, and then the vehicle will utilize it to its most efficient way.
We've been driving this all day,
Mm-hmm.
and we had, let's call it 200 miles of range. I don't want to give a number because I don't remember what the number was. But once we set that we were towing the boat, it adjusted our range on our battery.
Automatically, yeah.
Yeah, which is good because obviously it's going to take more battery power to pull up to 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, and you don't want to be guessing either. You'd rather the truck be realistic with you and tell you right up front that it's going to use a lot more battery power.
Yeah. I also use Super Cruise, which is really easy to set. And we have one pedal driving, which I have used, and you can toggle the frequency whether you want it to be high or normal. And that's where it'll help regenerate your battery. It will lengthen your range, save your brakes because your motor is braking you, not your pads and rotors and your actual physical brakes. So using one pedal driving, the regeneration will help add life back to your battery, which adds range to your battery. And having an EV is almost maintenance free because there's no fluids or to top off or oil to change or any of that stuff. So if you're taking care of your brakes and you're rotating your tires, this is pretty much maintenance free after that. So that's a little bit about one pedal drive, and I'm all over the place because there's so much to show you. I don't want to leave anything out. But this First Edition RST has all the bells and whistles. You're going to notice these really comfortable leather heated and ventilated seats. And you control those from up here, but you still have your climate knobs and buttons pulled out because a lot of people like me still like that. You have your volume knob pulled out as well. You do have a heated steering wheel. Your Super Cruise mirror that's going to watch your eyes is right here. You have this camera in the rearview mirror so you can see what's behind you, and you have a plethora of cameras up here. So you have your standard view, your overhead from the back, and then you have your side hitch view. And you have your, so many different cameras to make it really easy when you're hauling and towing. This also has Google Assistant's Google Voice. Hey Google, I need directions to the airport.
Livingston County Spencer J. Hardy Airport is 42 minutes from your location by car in light traffic.
I think that's the airport I'm going to. I'm going to DFW, so we'll find out. I fly out later tonight. But all of this is integrated in, and the OnStar works with the Google Assistants to all plan together. If you put in road trip information, it will not only it'll map out your route, but it'll also tell you what your battery life will look like and be like when you get to your destination, if you need to stop and charge, and where the best charging places are, and they'll insert those in your route. But you have a range of 440 miles, which means most people aren't doing that in a day or two. So if you have a level 2 charger in your home, you shouldn't really be called out that often. The performance in this is amazing, which I touched about with the WOW wide open watts mode, which is really, really fun. So I'm going to put that in here just so you can see what that looked like and what that felt like. But I just want you to know this truck is a Silverado first, and it's an electric car second. I was told that, and now I actually believe that because I come from a long line of men who love their trucks. A pickup truck, that's what it is. And they either drive Chevy or Ford. So I'm very familiar with being in the cab of a truck. And I think if they could get off the whole political thing about electric, they might like it. And listen, I'm not trying to start a debate. I don't need you to get in the comments and go nuts. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just doing a tour, but I am giving a little bit of my opinion here, and the opinion is that I like it. It does have over-the-air updates, so if anything does need to be updated, you don't have to go to the dealership to do that. It happens naturally over the air, which is very helpful. Up front is where you have your 2 cup holders, and then this is adjustable. And I think I showed you that earlier. Your wireless charging pad, USB-Cs, your 12 volt. And I really like the fact that you can move this in and out, and it's really, really deep storage, and you still have cubbies on each side where you can put things. A lot of room under your armrest with another USB-C and a light. And before I run out of time, I do want to show you what the legroom looks like in the back seat. I am getting set up here and I need to close this door so the darn thing stops beeping. And I had this gate open so that you could see how much I could get in there if I wanted to extend the bed of my truck. And now I need to put my truck back together. And it's pretty darn easy. This is an enormous, cavernous second row. I think it goes without saying that I have a tremendous amount of legroom. I could just about lay down. This is set for me since I was just driving it and I'm 5'7". My cup or bottle holders are here and there's extra compartments in each door. Your vent placement is here. You have heated seats in this RST trim level. You have a traditional household plug, 2 USB-Cs, and a giant area for storage. For your car seat installation, like I was saying, you have 2 sets of lower latches. You do have top tethers. You have 2 additional cup or bottle holders in your armrest. This fixed glass roof is coated with something, and I'll find out what, but it should shield some of the heat and sun that would come in the summertime, because in North Carolina, we would be boiling, broiling hot if that was not coated with something that would kind of protect the temperature. It also has a really nice Bose sound system, which I will bring you in and show you, and really pretty trim throughout. So you can see your Bose sound system here, and here's what your storage looks like in your door. And you still have a ton of storage in your front doors as well. Can you see that without the shadow? So on long road trips, I know those areas fill up, especially if you're using this as a work truck. You know, you have all your drinks, your water, your hydration, napkins, I mean, all the things, right? Tools, pieces. Yeah. And this is a little POV of what it looks like back here. It is incredibly comfortable. And it's got a lot of fun tricks and features. So this lays down, all this lays down. I'm going to show you, I'm being lazy right now, but all this lays down so you have so much more payload capacity. That doesn't sound right when I say it, but you know what I mean. You have more hauling capacity. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to move these seats up and down. And I just hope my tripod doesn't roll down the hill. It's not looking good right now, but we'll see. So this is like a rough tutorial. But if you want to see how all this moves, I'm going to pull this right here. Actually, I'm pulling this one first. It's going to come forward. Pull this one. And this needs to, headrests need to lay down. This will go all the way down. It goes flat. And then this, oh my God, I wish it was totally flat, but I'm feeling so accomplished right now that I just did this. Okay, imagine if I had this lovely and all tucked in like it should be. Then you have all that extra room to haul in the bed of the Silverado EV. And that lays down and does the exact same thing. But I'm just happy I got this one side down, so be glad with this half-assed demonstration. I'm going to take you back here just so you can see how long this has best in class bed space. Without that down is 5 feet 11 inches. And with that down, it's obviously more than that. I do want to show you, there is a side step, a corner step. You got your handle here if you need more help getting in and out of the bed of your Silverado. And so you have all of your power options so that you can power basically everything at a job site. And then you have lights, and let me see what this is. I know we have 4 traditional household plugs in total. That looks to be just a little storage area. I've only rolled this up a little bit just because we're burning up out here. But this is what I'm going to show you later. This lays down. I wonder if I can crawl through. Wouldn't this just be... I love to take a shortcut like nobody's business. Okay. All right. That's hot as all hell. Ugh. I don't know if I can do this from the inside or the outside. I should have gotten a tutorial over. I think I have to do it from inside. So hold on. Just bear with me. It's worth it. I swear it's worth it. I'm really struggling getting you a good camera angle on this because I'm basically parked in front of a pond on a hill and my tripod won't stand up. And honestly, I don't really want to roll in there at this point. So I'm going to try to show you from a different angle. The tailgate. This has a mid gate, which is really cool. And then it has a, I'll show you. Just put a pin in it. We're getting there. So I'm going to put the tailgate up and the mid gate. There's a button out here. I'm going to push the button. It's going to bring me all the way down and then bring this up. So if you need extra stoppage, even if this is at mid gate level, which I'll show you in just a second because you can do both. This can stop, or when it's down, obviously, or when it's down, obviously, use it as a traditional tailgate. So I'm going to pop this baby back up, and I'm just going to do a mid. So there's a button here that's going to bring that down for me. Oh, it's a slow burn. Watch this. So just the top comes down, which I think is great, especially depending on what you're hauling. Same thing, if you want extra stoppage, you can pop this back up, or more clearance down here. Also, this is what I was trying to show you. That is your comparison. That is your step. I do want to show you charge back here behind the driver, and you can get, if you're using a DC fast charger, you can get 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes to get you back on the road faster. Obviously, it's equipped for a level 2 if you install one of those in your home, and you can get 440 miles of range on a full charge. But be aware that your range will go down if you are trailering or towing, or if you are just driving it like you stole it. But that's pretty typical of any EV, and it's typical of gas, because if you drive more aggressively, you're going to burn gas faster. So I don't really think that's a deal breaker. I do want to mention horsepower and torque because it's freaking amazing. It's going to make 745 horsepower and generate 785 pound-feet of torque, which is incredible. And the 0 to 60 is in 4.5 seconds when you are in wow mode. And I'm going to show you that right now.
Side of the dash, there's a ride height selector.
Yep.
So go ahead and lower that down to your entry exit.
Wait, that's my trailer. Hold on. Entry exit, I'm there.
Then what you're going to do is 2 hands on the wheel. 1 foot, just plot it, wide open throttle. When you get to that first set of cones, start slowing it down. So if you want to do a full emergency panic brake stop, welcome.
You got my number. I don't know if I want to do an emergency. I feel like I could get out down there. I don't know
You'll be safe. You'll be safe.
All right.
And hit the turnaround.
All right.
That's it.
Got it.
Have fun.
Truck has up to 754 horsepower in our wow mode and 785 pound-feet of torque. And that comes from our dual electric motors that give the E four-wheel drive system. So they give us all that power. So let's start from where the rubber meets the road. So we have our first 24-inch production wheels from the factory. So every truck comes, in this first edition, comes with 24-inch wheels. You put 24-inch wheels and tires on it. You put some high pressures in there to make sure that you're getting your good EV range, and you'll be very delighted at the ride quality that you get from our air ride adaptive suspension system. So with that system, we're able to tune the dampers and get you that really smooth, really nice ride that gives you almost that luxury vehicle feel when you're driving down the road. In addition to that, this air ride suspension system allows us to raise or lower the truck up to 2 inches. So you're driving around in your normal mode, and you get to where you're going, you put it in park, and we take you down 2 inches into an entry-exit mode to make it easier to get in and out of the truck. Or if you want, you can raise it up. Maybe there's an obstacle in the road. Maybe you're going to the boat launch and you want just a little bit more ability to get further into the water with a little more clearance. You can raise it up.
Is that nominal up 2 inches, down 2 inches, 4 inches total?
Yep.
Oh.
So in addition to that, then we have 4-wheel steering. So this truck is a full-size truck, which you'll fully recognize when you're driving it. But when you drive it and you park it, you will recognize this truck drives very small.
And I had this gate open so that you could see how much I could get in there if I wanted to extend the bed of my truck. And now I need to put my truck back together. And it's pretty darn easy. So my partner's camera equipment's here. I'm just gonna slide this over and show you what it looks like. I'm good, I just scooched over. This is an enormous, cavernous second row. I think it goes without saying that I have a tremendous amount of legroom. I could just about lay down. This is set for me since I was just driving it and I'm 5'7". My copper bottle holders are here and there's extra compartments in each door. Your vent placement is here. You have heated seats in this RST trim level. You have a traditional household plug, 2 USB-Cs, and a giant area for storage. For your car seat installation, like I was saying, you have 2 sets of lower latches, and look at this, you have top tethers up here. And I'm not gonna take them apart to show you how to use them. Am I? I'm committed. Oh no, that's to take your glass down. Where's your top tethers? Okay. Two sets of lower latches. You do have top tethers. You have 2 additional copper bottle holders in your armrest. This fixed glass roof is coated with something, and I'll find out what, but it should shield some of the heat and sun that would come in the summertime, because in North Carolina, we would be boiling, broiling hot if that was not coated with something that would kind of protect the temperature. That would not protect. It also has a really nice Bose sound system, which I will bring you in and show you, and really pretty trim throughout. So you can see your Bose sound system here, and here's what your storage looks like in your door. And you still have a ton of storage in your front doors as well. Can you see that without the shadow? So on long road trips, I know those areas fill up, especially if you're using this as a work truck. You know, you have all your drinks, your water, your hydration, napkins, I mean, all the things, right? Tools, pieces. Yeah. And this is a little POV of what it looks like back here. It is incredibly comfortable. And it's got a lot of fun tricks and features. I don't think you can see it, but this has a best-in-class 14-inch color head-up display. You can see the head-up display because it's on their black truck. You have all your cameras out here for your 360. Another camera here. These are some of your sensors. For your Super Cruise, can you see this one right here? They're all around. That's what helps you with your lane centering. Obviously your blind spot indicator right here in this mirror. There's a lot to show you in this one, and not a lot of time to do it when you're having fun and exploring. There's your buttons I was telling you about on your tailgate, so you can see what it looks like from this angle. So I hope you enjoyed this Real Mom truck tour of the Chevrolet Silverado EV. Hey, I know not everybody is ready to adopt to electric vehicles. I get it, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other, but I do think that if you sat in this truck and you drove it for 2 days like I have, that it would definitely go on your short list to consider for your next work truck or second vehicle or just your everyday around town daily driver. Because in all honesty, I was a little bit skeptical and I really love this truck. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. I do make mistakes. I don't get everything right. I have to memorize a ton of specs before I do these walk-arounds, and the horsepower and the torque and the charge and the range and everything can vary. So if I make any mistakes and I catch them in editing, I will put them up on the screen in a little box as a disclaimer. But be kind. I do this because I like it, not because I work for a car dealership or manufacturer. And if this video resonated with you, then you can follow me other places. I'm all over social media on TikTok and Instagram, and I even have a website, realmomcartours.com. And if you're on YouTube all the time, please subscribe because it helps creators more than you know. I'm not always wearing sunglasses, but it's hella bright out here today in somewhere Michigan. I think I'm in Ann Arbor. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this very special truck tour. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Where's the button at?
All right, so I'll let myself out. Do you want to zoom in on this button too before so you can know that's what I'm going to be hitting to get out of here? All right, guess what I'm taking to the airport.
a Badger's 2